Tell us a story, first of all. I mean, you know, you're the Chinese timekeeper. You're clearly not Chinese.
Well, I came to China 15 years ago, and I started to love the culture, love the country. I started to work in the watch industry with Officine Panerai from Richemont Group, and I started to be in love with watches. So my two passions was really watches and Chinese culture. And I thought it'd be fantastic to combine these two passions and create the first proudly Chinese timepiece.
So, is it entirely Chinese?
It's 100% Chinese. Of course, there's a French designer, but apart from me being a French designer, the Chinese story, there is an heritage. The materials we're using, the only watchmaker using jade, for example. The manufacturing is 100% made in small workshop across China, and it's hand assembled in Hong Kong. The twist there is our watchmaker are Swiss trained. They're from Hong Kong, but they're Swiss trained, so we still have the best of both worlds in a way.
Okay, we've got some watches here that we're showing that we went and filmed these yesterday in your store. Tell us about it.
They're all limited edition, mechanical pieces, very high-end. But the idea of the brand is you don't need a watch to tell the time, obviously. You want a watch that tells a story that be different. It's not another Omega, another Rolex, another Pilot watch. It tells a Chinese story. And that's why our customers are fascinating about the watch.
So you got back to a Chinese mathematician. He was much more than that, of course. 1020 or thereabouts he was born.
Exactly. 1,000 years ago, a man called Choux created the very first in the world clock tower. It's a 10-meter high device. It kept the time very accurately. It was water-driven. And funny stories about that time. 1,000 years ago, a day in China was not 24 hours, but it was 12 times 2 hours. And these double hours were the hour of the dragon, of the snake, of the horse. Fascinating story. So we created a watch which is not run on a 12-hour dial as it usually does. It's a 24-hour dial, one turns a day. Fascinating. So customer come in the boutique, discover a brand new story every day.
So you have actually 24 dots on your watch, or do you have just 12? But those every hour is actually 90 minutes.
It's one of the signs of the zodiac. So it's
120 minutes.
Exactly, yes.
Right. Doesn't that confuse people?
Well, that's also what they want. They want to go to a dinner party, wear a watch, and someone next to you say, oh, your watch is not on time. Well, actually it is. It just reads the time from the hour of the dragon to the hour of the snake. And that's an icebreaker. Okay,
and these are some of the watches you brought in this morning with us. Walk us through them and tell us about the next big one that you're trying to get.
Well, all the watches I brought this morning, a couple are interesting, is we use jade. And we're the only watchmaker in the US to red jade, white jade, green jade, and that's a fascinating stone in China. It carries a lot of story, a lot of wisdom. And so the Chinese customer look at this watch and say, finally, a piece of our own culture. And they love it. So quite excited about that.
Well, tell me, Adrien, I mean, there are so many stigmas when it comes to, you know, the whole made in China moniker. How do you break that down?
That's our main struggle. In terms of the overall quality of the watch, people look at us and say, oh, China, is it good, is it not good? But the connoisseur understands a lot of watches are made in China. The real question
is... But this is going to be absolutely crucial to building a brand.
It is why we work on limited edition, handmade pieces, exclusivity, so that we don't do thousands of pieces every day. We do destination boutique, exclusive pieces. So the customer walk in and they know this watch has been handmade, has been taken care of. And from that point of view, we really start to build quality every day, improving.
But there is also, within China, this stigma which is there as well, thinking that things which are made in Europe are going to be superior to what is...
yes.
So how is that changing?
I think this is changing, and I can see it every day. There is a pride of being Chinese. So obviously the Swiss industry is dominating the watch market. That's very strong. But it starts to see more and more local players coming with new products. Quality pieces, quality collection, telling a different stories. And if we can do that right, it won't happen overnight. My brain is growing slowly. My competitors have 100 years of history, so we just have 5 years of history. But if we keep growing, we'll be fine.
Quickly, how many of these have you sold?
About 1,000 pieces.
Okay. And price range?
They're between 10,000 Hong Kong to 25,000 Hong Kong dollar.